David Singh. And on behalf of EduSoft, I once again welcome you. I am associated with EduSoft as content expert, and I take care of their IT content with their team, with the technical and design team. So this is a brief introduction about me. You can visit my LinkedIn profile. You can type David Singh and you will get the LinkedIn profile. In my LinkedIn profile, you can go through entirely whatever you want to know about me. This small session is actually for you to share certain things, certain features of Excel which you can use in creating your own teaching learning aids in the classroom. It doesn't matter which subject you teach. It's not necessary that you teach computers. You might be teaching language, you might be teaching mathematics, science, whatever. Whatever I'll show you today, that will be helpful in creating some interesting teaching learning aids for the children, and you can use them. Or you can give it to IT teachers can give these things to their children as a project also to work upon them. So let us see. Well, what you see here on the screen is uh, you see this Excel sheet here. You see certain colored cells over here. As I bring my pointer on the colored cells, it shows me required value between 1 and 120. So this cell is supposed to have a value between 1 and 120 only. So I'm going to put 1. And as I put 1, do you observe that it has changed the appearance? It has turned green. If I put some value which is not admissible, which is not acceptable, it has given me a message. Input is not valid. Input is not in valid range of 1 and 120. So I click on OK. Let us try the same thing here. I put in some value, well and good, if it is in the range of 1 and 120. But if it goes beyond 120, let's say this one, it is again showing me input is not in valid range of 1 and 120. And it is asking me, would you like to continue with the same value? If I say yes, it will retain that value. Here, it did not happen like that. It was not accepting the value. Let us see here what we can do. The same thing is here. Let's see what is the output. If I put in some valid value, that is fine. The cell is changing the appearance. Green means all is good. Value is valid. And if I try something which is not valid, it is saying input is not in valid range of 1 and 120. And it is not giving me any choice to move ahead with this value. So I either click on cancel or retry. So this is a very strict rule. This was a little considerate. It was allowing me to continue with the invalid value. And this was little lenient. So let us see how this all is happening. Let us see this case also. One English sentence, a verb can be used as a noun in certain cases. This is a true and false kind of question. So if I type true here, it turns green, showing me that, okay, that is fine, that is good. Another question of true or false in mathematics, base, perpendicular and hypotenuse together make a parallelogram. Here there is a drop down list. Did you see? So instead of typing, because typing by a student, typing by anybody can, they can misspell. It can be a typo error. But with drop down, this is minimized. This is rather taken care of. So I can click from this drop down list. And if you notice, cells are changing appearance depending on the value they have been put in. So this is just to show you one demo how these things are happening. And moving on to this one. So here I am putting in any invalid value. It is saying input is not valid. I said okay, but input is kept there. Did you notice? It is very lenient. It's still taking the invalid value. It just warned me. Here, when I was putting an invalid value which was beyond 120, which was not between 1 and 120, it was allowing me, it was giving me a choice whether I would like to continue with the invalid value or not. If I say no, that is not taken, I have to put in something else. If I put an invalid value here, it is absolutely strict. It is not allowing me at all to keep that value. I have to put in something valid. So lenient rule, considerate rule, and strict rule. Here we saw that cells are changing appearance also according to the value. They are changing colors of the font. They are changing the color of the background. And here we saw for input we have provided a drop down list also. So now quickly learn how this has been happening. I'll show you and you watch carefully how it is happening. There are two features. One is called data validation and another feature is called conditional formatting. These two are actually working together to give these effects. So here we go. The operations which we will try will be in cell C2. In cell, let's take C2. In cell C2, I'm going to put up my rules. So first thing first, when you come to the home tab, here you will see conditional formatting is there. Conditional formatting option is there. I open this drop down. I go for highlight cell rules and I say greater than. The rule I'm going to set is greater than. As I click on greater than, this pop-up is asking me greater than which value. Suppose my requirement is greater than 0. I want some positive value. So if any value which is greater than 0, my cell should have a particular appearance. That particular appearance can be selected from here, or I can go for a customized formatting. I go for custom format. In this dialog box, I can go for the color. I can go for fill color. So I'll be using fill color. Let's say valid value is there, so I'll go for some green color. Let's say green means all okay. So this means if my value is greater than 0 in this particular cell, my cell will turn into green color. Let us try this. Yeah, it's working. Anything which is 0 or less, it's not working. 5, any positive value more than 0, it is working. So this is one rule I have set with this cell. Let us try more. On the same cell, you can add more than one rule also. Again, I'm selecting the same cell and I'm going to add some more rules. Highlight cell rules. I can go for so many appearances. I can go for between. I can go for greater than, less than. All these combinations are there. So I click on text that contains. Here I can mention some text. Suppose I say yes. For yes, I want this cell to turn into yellow color. Or maybe I want some font color also. On yellow color, I put say some contrast orange color. And this will happen when I type yes in this cell. Let us try. Oh yes, it is yellow and orange colored font. So did you notice how this conditional formatting is working? You just have to give the criteria. You just have to mention what do you want as per the rule, and this will work here. So this is one example, one demo of conditional formatting. Now, if I show you this demo, you can figure how these cells were changing values. It was simple conditional formatting done. If I show you for this particular cell, if I go to conditional formatting, manage rules, all the rules are listed here. See, cell value contains false, then this format will work. If cell value contains true, then fill color will be green color. See the preview here, the format preview is given. So this is what has been working here. So nothing is special, only visual effect it is being created, and combined effect is very, it's very appealing, it's very impressive. Now we come to the validations, the check. When you put in a value into a cell, of course it is checking the value, and on the basis of that it is changing the appearance. Now here, we will add some more to it. It will be checking the value and figure out whether the value is acceptable or not according to the requirement. So I go to this sheet again here. Let us try. In cell E5, I want this cell to accept age between 5 and 18. I am going to accept the age between 5 and 18. How do I do that? This is called data validation. Data validation will happen when I go to data tab. Earlier I was in home tab. Go to data tab and I click on data validation. See here, data validation is there. I click on data validation. This data validation dialog box is coming. It has 3 tabs here. Settings, in settings part, you will set your rule. By default, it is any value, no validation is there. So I'm going to put the range. So for range, what I have to do is I have to go for whole number between. Now, so many combinations are there. My criteria is between 5 and 18. So between minimum value 5 and maximum value 18. Now let me try. Validation has been set in cell E2. I enter 2 and it is giving me error message. I enter 20, it is giving me error message. I enter some value between 5 and 18, it is accepted. If on the same cell, I apply some criteria also, say conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, between 5 and 18, then this formatting. So now it has changed the appearance also. Did you notice? So did you see the conditional formatting? In conditional formatting, we change the appearance. With data validation, we validate the value. I come again to data validation. The validation is whole number between 5 and 18. This is working fine, we have just seen. Now we can create some help input message for the user to tell what do we want, what user is supposed to enter in the cell. If I click on the second tab in the data validation dialog box, input message. Here I can create my own message. So here I am typing in title, instruction. In input message, I am typing, please enter a value between 5 and 18 only. And I OK. So now this instruction is coming up. So user will come to know what is required in this cell. So user can enter the value accordingly. And if user does not enter, the things will be taken care of because of validation rule. Moving further, bringing my validation box again here. We have seen the setting is whole number between 5 and 18, input message, error alert. I can also decide what kind of error I'm going to give. Now pay attention here. This is very, very important. Pay attention. Style is very important. If you're taking the style as information, it will be lenient. It will just inform you about the error, but will accept the invalid value. If you will take the style warning, it will give you a choice whether you want to go with the valid value or invalid value. And if it is stop, it is very strict. It is not going to accept the invalid value at all. So whatever style you take here, mostly we use a stop style because we don't want invalid value. So here, the rest of the things are easy. I can give error in the title and I can give the error. The value entered is not between 5 and 18. So this is the strict rule I have put in here. If I'm going to enter 2 here, it is strict. It is only giving me either to cancel or retry. There is no leniency. There is no yes, no. Earlier it was happening like that because those were warnings. This is a strict stop error message. Now let us see this example. The bird is flying and this English teacher has given the choices for prepositions: above, below, inside, outside, behind, a set of values. Select answer is also a value here, but that's just working as an instruction also. The ball is kept inside the box and so on. So here, drop down list is coming. Let us see how do we create drop down list using validation rule, data validation. I'm here in cell E4 and I'm showing you how to create a drop down list using data validation. I click on data validation. The box is here. For cell E4, I'm going to do the settings. Here I am going to take list, and here very carefully I will type the possible values for the list. I'm going to type certain cities. So this is a comma separated list of values. All you have to do is you have to put the value, put a comma, next value. Please try to avoid spaces in the values. This is one limitation. You cannot use spaces here. So I'm okaying this. Rest of the things are same, input message and all those you can take care. This is how you create a list. I click on OK and here is the list. Plain and simple. I quickly show you one funny thing. I'm in the same cell and here I quickly go to home, conditional formatting, text that contains Delhi, and I give some format. So if I am going to select any other city, this is not colored. For Delhi only I have set the rule, so for Delhi it is working. You can one by one set 5 rules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rules you can set and different colors can be set. Now you know how this drop down list is created. Moving further, you look at this mathematics example. The teacher has given some problems here to solve. That is actually the precedence of the operators using brackets, and the possible answer is here. And if the answer is correct, I get a feedback. Did you notice the feedback? The tick marks were there. If my answer is not correct, it is across there. And you see the marks secured are also coming. So I gave a correct answer. My marks are also updated. So this is something very interesting. Let us see, we will see how do we do that. First of all, I go to view tab. In view tab, I'm taking this show formula bar, headings and grid lines. Grid lines were not visible because I actually removed them from here. So grid lines I'm removing. Formula bar is visible here. Now we are going to learn something about formulae. So first of all, we will learn how these tick marks and cross are coming. When we are going to create a formula in Excel, it should start with equal to sign. What I'm going to use is, actually I'm not going to use a formula, I'm going to use an inbuilt function, if function, which is already available in Excel, and if allows me to check a condition. For example, this is cell C7. I am saying if cell D7, if cell D7 is equal to 0, if cell D7 is equal to 0, I will type some text, then some more text, and function is closed with the bracket. Now let us understand this. This is simple English. If function, whatever you do, you will do inside the bracket parenthesis of the function. If function has 3 parts logically separated by comma, did you notice these commas here? If function has first part, that is called condition. Whatever condition, whatever checking you are doing, that is the first part. This first comma is called them. If this condition is satisfying, then do this. Do what? In this particular cell in which I am going to, this cell C7, in which I have put this formula, it will show me OK. If cell D7 will have 0, cell C7, this particular cell will have OK. Second comma is otherwise. Otherwise means if this condition is not satisfying, if cell D7 is not going to have 0, any other value, then cell C7 will display not OK. So why it is showing OK? Because by default, an empty cell is treated as having 0 in it. So I am pressing 7 here. As I press enter in cell D7, this has become not OK. See how it is working? If cell D7, that is this cell, having 0, then only exactly OK will be displayed, otherwise not OK will be displayed. So this is if function which is working here. Now let us come to our demo and see how it is working here. Now see here, these in cell O, in column O, O8, O9, O10, in these cells, I have already written the correct answers of these questions. The correct answers of these questions are already here in cell O8, O9 and O10. So please remember, the correct answers of the questions are in cell O8, O9 and O10. I have chosen these, you can choose any other cell. And then you see this formula, this function. This function is saying if F8 is the cell in which the student will enter the value. O8 is the cell in which already the correct answer is there. So if a student is going to enter a value in F8, which is the correct answer, then F8 and value in O8, they will be same. This is what I'm checking. If the value entered in F8 by the student matches equal to the value I have already entered, the correct answer in O8, then the first comma, then in this cell display P, otherwise display O. Now this is very strange. If the answer is correct, I am displaying P in the cell. If the answer is incorrect, I am displaying O in the cell. Let us see what is the reason. That will be revealed later on. So here I am pressing enter. So if the answer is correct, 280, 280. My answer is correct, so P. If my answer is not correct, O is there. Here my answer is 280 here. Cell F8, the answer by the student, and cell O8 have same values. P will be displayed, otherwise O. Why I have entered P here? Because the letter P, if I am going to change the font to Wingding, Wingding font is there, Wingdings 2. Wingdings 2 font for letter P shows the symbol tick mark. So I am using a simple trick, changing the font. Actually, this is P, but user will see tick mark, the correct answer, the feedback. And in Wingdings font, O is displayed as symbol X, the cross. So you can change the font to give the visual effect of correct answer and incorrect answer. Nothing is special. And the correct answers here, I select this, I right click on this column O and say hide. I select hide option, the answers are hidden. Well, we move on further. Protecting my hard work, not allowing my students to play with my worksheet. So what I'm doing is I'm selecting all the cells, clicking on this diagonal button here on the corner between A and 1. All the cells are selected in the sheet. I right click anywhere on the selection carefully. Format cell. Let us go for the last tab, protection. Did you notice something? There are two properties. Logged property is already on. So by default in Excel, all the cells are already logged. Okay, all my cells are already logged. But when this lock will work? This lock will work when I will protect my sheet. Or I show you here in this sheet, all my cells are logged. Working. Okay. Now, in which cells I want my students to enter the value? These are the cells, the blue colored cells you see. These cells should be open only for the students. The other cells should not be touched. So for these cells, I am selecting these three blue cells, which student is going to use, 285 and this one. I selected these cells, right clicked on them, went to format cells, and for these particular cells, I am removing this lock. I am removing the tick mark. So these three cells are not locked because my students are going to change them. They should be allowed. This is done. All the cells are logged except these three. Now what I go for is, I go for review tab. In review tab, I click on protect sheet. It will ask me a password. I give some password which I should be able to remember. I am giving 123 only. As I click on OK, it will reconfirm the password. Again, I am entering the same password, 123. Okay. And this is done. Now see here. I click here. I type something. It is not allowing me. The cell you are trying to change is in a protected sheet. To make change, unprotect the sheet. Now student will try to unprotect the sheet. It will ask for the password which only you know. The sheet is protected. But when the student will try the changing this cell, he will be able to. So you have to be very careful which cells you are going to open for the students. You have to plan it. And if you are an IT teacher, you can show this to your non-IT teachers in your school. It will be very useful for them and they will really love it. And being an IT teacher, you can also create your own worksheets now. And in this pandemic, when you are taking online sessions, you create small worksheets like this, give it to the students, and I'm telling you, your students will be amazed with two things. First is the worksheet itself. They will be surprised because most of the students are also learning Excel in classroom, and they will wonder how the teacher could do that. And you will impress them. When the English teacher will share a worksheet, they try to play with it, and they will not be able to. They will only be able to solve the question given. They will not only be impressed with the teacher, they will appreciate the effort, and that will give you little control in the online classroom because they will admire you for that. They are also learning Excel in their school curriculum, and it is a matter of great surprise for them. I'm going for demo 3. Demo 3, I'm not going to explain. It is understood. This is all the game of font. This is which font? Let me show you. Wingdings. Wingdings font. Some letter is there. This is letter Y. This letter is Y. And this crying face is letter L. Y and L. Here it was O and T. Nothing is special. Now, little small thing. How the marks are being calculated. I come here. F2. I come in edit mode. Now see here. I am showing you, besides if function, I am showing you another function which is a cousin brother of if function, that is called COUNTIF. COUNTIF function, note, function is beginning with an equal to sign as I told you. COUNTIF function has its own bracket. It takes two information. First is the range which is going to check. The range is this, G8 to G10. G8, G9, G10. These cells I am going to check. So you can give the range also in the function. G8 colon means from to G8 to G10. And what I'm looking for, remember, the correct answer is P. If P is there, the answer is correct. So COUNTIF function is working if in the given range, letter P is there, count it. If letter P is not there, do not count it. So it is counting only letter P. COUNTIF function is counting in cells G8, G9, and G10. How many letter P are there? Letter P is actually in Wingdings 2 tick mark. For us, it is letter P. For computer, it is letter P. So it is counting 2 here. Like COUNTIF, there is SUMIF function also. SUMIF function adds the value, COUNTIF function counts the value. So with COUNTIF, you can calculate the score. You can give the feedback that how the student is performing. Something more to learn here. Here there is a question paper I am showing you. This question paper has 3 questions. Now you will say, where are the questions? Questions are here. Let me make it a little big. I am going to view. In view, I am going to remove the formula bar. I am going to remove the heading. And from here, I am going to remove ribbon also. So plain worksheet is here. Now, if I'm going to bring the pointer to the first cell, as a pop-up, the question is coming. HTML is a dash language. 3 options are there. Okay, this is an MCQ paper, and I have to select the answer here. The correct answer is markup, option B. As I click on B, what did you notice here? The performance is calculated, and the appearance of the cell is changing. Drop down list. Second question. Ravi read the book. Ravi read the book yesterday. Here, read is past tense, present tense, whatever. English question. Okay, the correct answer. Step on no pets. Step on no pets is a palindrome. I go for option C. All my answers are correct. Did you see here? And my total is also coming. My individual score is coming. If I am going to goof up in a question, I know where I have goof up. A beautiful grid of questions, performance, total score. So it is just the creativity and idea you have to put in, how you are going to present your worksheet. And the only new thing here is how the questions are coming. So let me show you quickly. Now these are called comments. When I bring the pointer on the cell, the comment appears. Let us see how to add the comment. It is very simple. You right click on any of the cell and go for insert comment option. When I click on insert comment option, it will ask me to enter the comment, and I can enter question number 4, and I can select a particular text here. I can go for home and I can unbold it. I can format it also. I cannot change the color, but at least I can bold, underline, and form and italic it. So it is like this. So did you see? Option is a question is created. I select it again and I go for data validation. Or what I can do is I can copy paste also. I can control C and control V. See, I have copy pasted all the cells. Did you see? Already the cells have some validation. I just change the validation. I select it, data validation. I give in the proper values here. The proper values are A, B, C. Okay, option A, B, and C. Nothing to change. So I just copy pasted and nothing to change. So I can go for C is the correct answer. Here I have not copied. Now how this is working, let us see. If D2 is this cell, you see D2, here it is equal to M2. Now where is this M2? Okay, M2 is the hidden answer. Somewhere teacher has hidden the answer. This sheet is not logged, I can play with it. Oh, after JS is coming. JKLM, somewhere here the answers must be hidden. So let me try this. I select these cells, right click, unhide. Here are the answers. Wow. I copy pasted, the correct answer is here. If I give an incorrect answer, it is 0, working fine. Correct answers are here. And then I hit these cells, selected hide. So student is only seeing this. Thank you once again. Have a nice weekend. Take care. Stay safe. Good night.